And we're back, and today we have the Zion 2, and let's find out if this sneaker is going to be right for you. And I'm very excited to look at this shoe because I wanted to find a shoe that can accommodate for that aggressive play style, yet be cushioned enough when you're trying to do some hang time. So let's get a closer look at the details of this shoe. I do have to say this shoe brings out those Miami beach vibes all throughout. You can tell that it's very obvious. I do like the color in this shoe. We see the Jumpman right there. Also on the side right here, it has a strap. So that's good for aesthetics, and it also says Zoom Air right there. We turn around also. At the bottom of the shoe we can see a Jumpman right here. But no one's really going to see that when you're playing. So it's just there so you know it's there. Also, for the materials of the shoe, you are going to have, the majority of the shoe is going to be synthetic materials. So there's a close-up. We can see it's all synthetics. Right here you got this nylon material in the back for the collar. Right here we have like some nubuck type material. Also some plastic right here for the strap. Mesh right here in the front. So that's going to be good for breathability right here in the front. And we have right here this fused material to protect the toe box area. Okay, and like I said, I do like the colorway. It's all white, but it also has this dark theme for the back of the shoe. And one thing I do want to mention that I don't like about this shoe is the shoelaces. I mean, these shoelaces are really long, so you're going to have to double knot these shoelaces. And plus, when I opened up the shoe and got out the box, these shoelaces came really wavy. So come on, Jordan, we gotta make sure these laces are nice and crisp. Take a look at that. Gotta straighten these out through time. Maybe they'll straighten out by themselves. So that's something I wanted to mention. Okay, so let's get into the details about if the shoe is going to be right for you. Because I feel when you buy a basketball shoe, that's one of the most important things. You want to know if the performance is going to live up to the hype, to the price that you're paying for the shoe. I do have to say that this shoe in the front, it comes with that zoom unit. And that's going to be in the forefoot. Okay, you're going to have that in the front of the shoe. Now for the back, you're going to have that Strobel unit in the back. Okay, so the feeling that I get when I put on this shoe is I do feel like I'm sinking into the back of my shoe when I'm standing still. Okay, so you're going to be on your heels when you're standing still. Some of you guys might like that feeling. I personally don't. Okay, but I was surprised when I started walking, not running, just walking, that I don't get that sensation. I feel that it's pretty balanced when you're walking or running. In fact, I sort of feel that you want to be a little bit in the front of your foot. So that was a huge plus for me, because when I first put it on, I was like, well, it probably makes sense because Zion is such a heavy set guy and has a lot of power that he's going to want to sit in the back of his heel. But for me, I was just like, man, I wish the shoe didn't feel that way. But I was surprised that when you start playing and running especially, you do feel that responsiveness in the front of the shoe. I felt that I could feel that zoom unit in the front. Maybe some other people, when they put on the shoe, it's not that apparent for them, but for me, I mean, I felt it good, especially with my play style. I like to be really quick on the crossovers because I'm not that tall. So I make a living out of being really fast. But I do want to have a shoe where I could get up into the air, and then when I land, I know I'm going to be protected. And this shoe, it does feel that it's going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why, because you do have right here foam for the bottom of the shoe. Okay, this is going to be foam, but for the remainder of the shoe, it's going to be this rubber right here. So for the traction, you're going to have rubber right here. All this is rubber, all that's colored. Okay, and the rubber extends up here. Now the foam, it's cut and it goes all throughout. You can feel it right here, the foam. And it continues, like right here. This black is that foam. Okay. Now I feel that they designed this shoe in mind by having this rubber right here, because Zion, he's like one of a kind and he has so much power. So maybe if they were to put foam, this is just my speculation, it would probably bottom out a lot faster than putting in like a harder material. That's why the rubber, it kind of wraps around for the bottom of the shoe with the foam. So that's just what I'm speculating. So when I was jumping in this shoe, it felt real good. Like my landings were really soft. So that's something you want in a shoe like this, in a shoe that is signature for Zion, because you know that guy gets up and when he lands, he has all that power coming down. So that's a huge plus to know that it is going to give you that protection. Also for the ankle, if you take a look, you can see that it has these cushioning pillows right here. And the tongue is not going to be, it's going to be a thin tongue, but you do have this support right here in the ankle. Plus, it's super solid in the back. Okay, so you have that heel clip that's internally. Plus, you also have the rubber that extends in the back. So I just think that all those details were designed in this shoe, again, because you're looking at a new type of player. Okay, it's not your typical player. Also for the lockdown, we have to mention the lockdown. Can't go without saying. The strap is here more for aesthetics. Just keeping it real. Okay, it does like make it a little bit tighter, but we're talking about Velcro, and this Velcro isn't going to be hold up, especially when you're going full speed and sprinting and then stopping. Okay, it's not going to maintain that firmness all the way through. So that's something you want to know. Now for the lacing system, it does, I'm gonna say, an incredible job with the lacing system for real. Like, if you can take a look, you can see that the laces grab onto the side of the shoe, like right here. Okay, so when you tie the laces real good, it does pull the shoe inward. Okay, so not just that, but just the shoe in itself. When I tried to get into this shoe, it was difficult. I had to loosen up the laces, so it's going to be one of those shoes where you have to like really loosen up the laces to get into it. And shoes like that, I wish they put a pull strap in the back, a pull tab, because that's just gonna make it a lot easier. Okay, so the lockdown, very secure. I feel like this containment right here feels real good. For the ankle, for the shape of my ankle, I have a smaller type ankle, so I do feel a little bit of it sliding a little bit up, but it's very minimal. But with the whole shoe together, it does give you that real good secure feel. Now for sizing, I went through the size, and I feel that I am wide footed, but for me, for some reason, I didn't feel that the shoe was bothering a whole lot, especially like right here. It felt good. So if you're really wide, definitely go a half size up. But other than that, go true to size, and it's going to fit real snug and feel good. So this is what the traction looks like. As you can see, it's herringbone pattern all throughout. Especially right here on the front, we're going to have that Zion name, that traction going in different directions. And what I like about this traction is that it's rubber and it feels very firm. Let's say you rub your hand through it, you do feel that there's a good job in being grippy, but it isn't going to be as grippy as other compounds that kind of stick to the floor. But those also wear down a lot faster. But with this rubber, it feels that it's going to be very durable, especially for an indoor court. Now for an outdoor court, if we take a look, the only problem that I see is that the ridges and the grooves don't go too deep. Let's try to get a close-up. Yeah, so that's my only complaint if you're thinking of using this shoe for outdoors. And we also have a Jordan, so if you can use your Jordans indoors, it'd be a lot better, because you know you want to maintain your Jordans looking good and fresh, and you can do that best in an indoor court. But if you are going to use it outdoors, try to get the version that's for outdoors if it's available to you. A lot of Nikes and Jordans, they have that option. So if you can find that, make sure you pick that up if you're planning on using it outdoors. And something I want to mention that's important, but I almost forgot, is that when I put these shoes on, something that I noticed is that the arch support is not fantastic in these shoes. It's just regular. So if you're an older player or maybe a younger player with a foot injury, that's something to consider. Because I do have other shoes that do have a shank plate right there in the middle at the bottom of the shoe, and it supports that area very well. And with these shoes, I felt that I can feel that slight pain in that specific area. I could feel it. It wasn't too bad, but I could feel it. But the shoes that come with that shank plate that we're mentioning, it was almost like if it wasn't even there. So that's something I wanted to share with you guys because it could be beneficial to you if you're deciding if this shoe is going to be right for you. Now, with all that said, we talked about this shoe has a lot of good traits, a lot of good qualities. You are going to get that explosiveness in the front of the shoe with that zoom unit. I felt it. With the strobo on the back, it's going to support those landings, and you are going to feel when you're landing that you're kind of going into this springy kind of area. But you also gonna get that feeling when you're sitting or not moving that your feet are going to be sitting in the heel area. So that's something you have to decide if that's something you like or you don't like. And the price tag for these sneakers is going to be 120 USD, and these were the Zion 2. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.